Hey YouTube, Savandras here, back with another video to say that Procreate Dreams 2 is finally out. Procreate Dreams 2 is finally out. So if you're already someone who purchased Procreate Dreams, you can just go to the App Store and download it. If you didn't already download Procreate Dreams, of course you would have to purchase the app. If you're someone who's participating in the beta, to download the official version of Procreate Dreams 2, you'll want to back up all your files by going to your Procreate Dreams folder on iCloud and on your iPad. And you'll want to just move everything, make sure they're backed up. Move them out of the Procreate Dreams folder, just copy them, paste them in another folder on your iPad. And then you can go ahead and delete your beta version. And you'll get this message that deleting the app will also delete its data, but any documents or data stored in iCloud will not be deleted. So then you'll hit delete, and once again, make sure you back up all your data. After that, you can go back to the App Store and click download, and you'll download the official release of Procreate Dreams 2. We can see from the CEO of Procreate, he says, "Hey everyone, today I'm excited to announce that we're wrapping up the testing phase of Procreate Dreams 2. I want to acknowledge that many of you are asking for additional features not included in Procreate Dreams 2, and some of you are wanting to see more refinements to the current feature set. We hear you. This is not the end of development for Procreate Dreams. In many ways, it's kind of like a new beginning. 2 years ago, we entered the animation software market with the release of version 1.0. We were so thrilled by the excitement of our announcement. Our initial release received a lot of attention, and at the same time, we got hammered with an overwhelming amount of feedback. We knew after analyzing the feedback, if we were truly to meet your expectations, we needed to go back to the drawing board and rework the foundations. It took us longer than we expected, but we've done it, and we couldn't have done it without your help. Whilst we're the new guys in the animation software market, and we're competing with well-established software packages, some of them have been available for over 30 years. We're committed to making a meaningful difference in the animation industry, and we're going to do things a little differently." After using Procreate Dreams 2, it'll probably be obvious that we're not replicating existing iPad animation apps. We're also not trying to emulate old desktop software. That's because we're trying to make a new kind of animation software, an app that anyone can use and packed with power for the professional market. We did it over time with Procreate in the illustration industry, and we're aiming to do it again with Dreams in the animation industry. It's a big challenge, and we're not there yet. Procreate Dreams 2 is the foundation, and it's taken us a massive step closer to where we're going. We have so much more in store for you guys, and we're humbled and excited by the challenges ahead. With Procreate Dreams 2 downloaded, this is the opening message we'll see. We'll see that we have an all-new Flipbook that's been reinvented. We have selections and transforms, we have an animation brush library, and there's also more like brush size memory, custom keyboard shortcuts, GIF and transparent video export, luminance mask, layer merging, and more. We also have a bunch of new study projects that we can look at. Once we check out these new sample projects, we can see that we still have both tabs for On My iPad and iCloud Drive, and your files should transfer over well. If you want to re-import your files, if you were in the beta version, just go to Files and re-import all the folders that you had in your Procreate Dreams folder originally. Now, I'm not going to do a full tutorial in this video. I'll have one coming later, but I do want to just show some things for people that are new to Procreate Dreams 2 that haven't caught my 2 previous videos on the beta. Things that you may want to know about this app, and even some new things that I didn't cover in my beta videos as well. So one thing we have now is we have a new Flipbook. So this is where we're going to be doing all of our drawing and painting for the most part. We also have a drawing mode, but it doesn't really have animation in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Edit Flipbook whenever we want to create a hand-drawn animation. And the way we create a Flipbook is we come here, we click plus, and then we click Flipbook. Then it jumps us straight into our drawing mode. And here we can draw anything simple. We'll just make a really quick ball animation. And we can see now that we have different options in our flipbook. So we can click to duplicate a frame, and then we can come here and use our select and transform tools. So if we wanted to, we could just duplicate and just move our drawing down. Then we could duplicate again, and we can transform. And then I can just come here and draw. If I don't like my drawing, I can select it with the lasso tool, and then I can transform. And you can see we have all these different new things like distort, warp, uniform transformations, everything you have in regular Procreate. One thing we don't have is we still don't have quick shape, but that should be coming in an update soon. Now, if you want to play this animation, all you have to do is click play in the flipbook, and you can see that it's way too fast. So what we would do for this is we would go back to our main timeline, and then we would go here and we would change the frames per second to 12. And now it's a much better speed. What we can also do is we can extend all of these frames. So we would go here, we click this button, and this allows us to select multiple frames. Now we can circle these, or we can just click them in a line and it will select or deselect. If they're pink, they're selected. So we're gonna select all of these. And one thing I had said in my previous videos is that you can't select more than what you see on this flipbook, because this flipbook timeline is not zoomable. So you can't zoom in and see more frames or zoom out. What we have to do is we need to select everything here, and this selection will disable you being able to scroll with your pencil. So after you select all of these, you'll need to scroll over and select the rest of these frames. From here, we can just tap any of these frames and we can extend them. We can do the same if we want to collapse the frames. Just keep in mind you might need to reselect your frames to collapse them after you expanded all of them. And then if we play, it's way slower. Something we can also do is we can split our frames. So let's say if we wanted to make something with the same drawing but change it, we could do that right here, and then you can see these are different. Now we can also create in-betweens just by clicking plus here, and it will create a new drawing wherever we want on the next frame. The one thing to watch out for with this is if you have something with a longer duration than 1, that it will just eat the frame. So see, this had a duration of 2, and it just created the in-between on the second frame of this drawing. So if we don't want that to happen, instead we would click and hold, and we would click insert frame, and that will create an in-between after your long duration keyframe. Now, if we want to create a new animation layer in this flipbook, all we have to do is click here. This is the track button. So our layers are actually called tracks, our animation layers. Each animation layer also has as many drawing layers as you want, and you can just create more here. And what you can do is you can even merge down your layers, and you can create clipping masks, so you only draw inside of the previous layer. So a little example would be if we drew here in this first layer, and then if we created a clipping mask here, we could only draw inside of the bounds of what is on the layer below it. Something we also have is we have new onion skin options. So we can just click settings, go to onion skin, and this will control how much onion skins we see backwards and forward. So if I came here, and make sure you're on the right layer, by the way, because it only shows the onion skin for the layer you're currently selected. So we're going to go here, and we can change it to any color by clicking this. I'll leave it purple for now. And if we want to see more frames, we're just going to drag this slider. We can see more or less frames on our onion skin, and we can do the same thing backwards and forwards. We can also change the opacity of our onion skin. Now our flipbooks work a little bit differently now, which is because they don't have an infinite canvas. They just go to the bounds of this white box, which is bigger than your actual timeline. So if we were to go back to our timeline, we can see it cuts off here, but we can draw past that in the flipbook. So basically our full canvas is represented by these gray lines. So I can draw outside of the gray lines, and then if I went back here, my drawing extends all the way over here, and I can edit it here. But basically, what you need to know is we can draw past our canvas. Something nice we also have now is keyboard shortcuts, which are quite good. I won't go over all of them, but the way you access your keyboard shortcuts is you go back to this main timeline to learn what they are. You can use them in any part of the application, but just to know how to use the keyboard shortcuts, you're going to make sure you go to preferences, you go to keyboard shortcuts, and then there are keyboard shortcuts, a lot of them for each different mode. I'm not going to go through all of them right now. I don't know all of them, but we have some pretty good ones in here. So some keyboard shortcuts I've been using so far are, we have keyboard shortcuts to change modes. So we can change our modes with 1, 2, and 3. These are the compose, perform, and keyframe mode, which are the same ones we had in version 1.0. If we go to edit flipbook, we can click left and right to go through our keyframes. If we want to go to our next drawing, we'll just click option left and option right, and that's pretty good. We can also make our duration smaller or longer with plus and minus, which is nice. Then we can also nudge frames with the period and comma buttons. We can play with space. So yeah, all in all, this works pretty good. One thing you might notice is that you cannot edit your frames on the main timeline without going into flipbook mode. This is because you would need to convert your flipbook to a track, because they work differently now. When you convert it to a track, then you'll be able to edit all your drawings like you could in the first Procreate Dreams. The only thing is now we can't edit our animations on the main timeline the same way we could in Procreate Dreams 1. So if we were to click on the edit button here, we can edit our drawing. However, we have no timeline, so we can't go through and animate. This is the drawing mode. I probably wouldn't use this much. I would probably just go straight to flipbooks every time I want to draw. And then we can finish the drawing. And if we wanted to make this a flipbook again, we could just hold our group and click convert to flipbook. Now I'm going to wrap this up here because I don't want this to turn into a tutorial, but just go into the app, try out some things. If you have any questions, make sure to drop a comment. And if you like this video, make sure to also like and subscribe. It really helps out. I appreciate it. And I like hearing what you guys are making in Procreate Dreams too, so drop some animations in the Discord as well. You can find the link in the comments. I appreciate you all watching. Peace.